TV sibuko semaswati. Good morning, welcome to Kusile Breakfast Shows on Kusile namhla ekuseni kungolesihlanu sisamauthini philile lo muhla is the 21st of July 2023 Fuslago ngulungelele Magagula. Just a reminder ukuthi you can also watch the show on our Eswatini TV YouTube page. I'm joined by my co-host Mguni. How are you this morning?
Doing very well. A little bit cold, I must say.
Yeah, temperatures are low.
I was invited at the Standard Bank Lucha for the Lifestyle Festival launch. Long tables, had a lot of corporates, and it was just showing us, what the Lucha for the Lifestyle Festival is going to look like this year. It was a beautiful event, and I'm happy to learn what it's going to do for the country's tourism. It's going to be a needed tourism boom, but just also for the entertainment industry. I really think this year nobody wants to miss that event, actually. But I'm doing very well. I'm happy to be here with you again today, and presenting a little from Eswatini as well as from outside of the country. A very good morning to you, Los Bugela Kona. Welcome to Kusile Breakfast Show this morning.
Yeah, all right. So it's a big weekend. Job dokumlagoti sasa just the 22nd. Ukala yona nomination process ye lukhetho lalonyaka. Dokumlage nokuthi validation process ended on the 12th of July. Seglanzelage nomination stage, which will take place on the 22nd and on the 23rd of July. Lapho khona service amaswati kube ukuthi siye etinkundleni sewuncoma labo labafisa ukuthi bayobamelela iParliament. Batawuncoma buchopho banqome indfuna yenkundla baphinze banqome imember of Parliament. I think just so we had one guest this week, the importance of participation youth ukuthi nabo ababe part of my elections banqome phinze futhi bangenele lekhetho.
Yeah, that was Ayanda Dlamini. He's a member with the Eswatini Youth Consortium, just emphasizing the much needed need of an enhanced political participation of youth in legislations, as well as the ongoing look at for Lukona lapha evenangwana sibantu labasha bamcwanga kanani ukuthi baye lapha badikhethe nokuthi bakhethe labo lengathi babaconvince kahle, because the growing notion lungelele ukuthi over the years people have been voting for people and not really ideas. Kanzi, you should be voting for somebody that's going in there to be proactive and really work towards achieving and meeting the needs of the people of that particular community that they are going to represent. So it is very necessary ukuthi bantu labasha participate elkhethweni la lonyaka, and they do highlight the fact that bantu labasha ke lapha kangwane baningi kakhulu masikhuluma nge-youth demographic dividend. So it is quite critical ukuthi bantu labasha bonke baphume ngebuningi babo bahambe participate elukhethweni.
Sakhuluma nje nge-participation space. I think lokunye nje lokwentekile, there were quite of developments la wendile ABC ku-include nje abantu labakhubatekile baveta nokuthi they've hired 80 batawucasha abantu labakhubatekile labangu-80 elikhethweni lonyaka, kepha-ke leyo misebenzi itawutholakala kuma-primary elections. So yes, I hope ukuthi nidaba ingcenye yalo mlandvo welive leSwatini
njengoba broadcasting, by the way. I think it's very important we remind babukele makhaya ukuthi all the processes look at for Eswatini TV. Will be taking you through them live and direct from our Mbabane Hill studios. We should have a broadcast starting tomorrow as well as on Sunday. Nominations in our primary elections, secondary, all elections really and nominations, you will get them live from Eswatini TV. So stay tuned for more updates in terms of what times will the broadcast be.
Yeah. All right. So today on the show, njengoba kung Friday, ukuthi on Fridays, sikhuluma tona tindzaba tekubhadalwa kwemthelo. We will have communications director from the Eswatini Revenue Service, Vusi Dlamini, sizokhuluma ngabantu nge-tax compliance certificate. I-tax compliance certificate is issued by the IRS as proof that a client meets tax compliance requirements in accordance with the law. In a bid to enhance the ease and convenience of applying for a TCC, the IRS now receives applications by email, which are responded by email within an hour of having received an application. Le initiative yaqala last year on the 1st of December. Kanti solo iyachubeka stabe sinaye lapha Vusi Dlamini besibekela ukuthi ngabavele mhlambe siyenda kanjani i-TCC uyithola kanjani and how long is it valid for?
Yeah, quite interesting. Really excited to listen to that one, Dongalele. Tax issues are quite critical, and Sebabonga ERS just always come here every Friday and educate us on those matters. We will also speak to Laba Bugel Ketselo Lesive Lemjalo Bugusha, Leselfige Evan Lase Japan, Dolopin Le Fukuoka, Bafige Itolo, Lapokona, Bayonganila, Midlalo, Ema World Championships, Abitoge, Ema World Aquatics Championships are 2023. The Ketselo Lesive Lihambenet Mhlambi letine lokungusmanga Dlamini, Haley Hoy, Chedning kanye nasi Wakhile Dlamini. Kanti ke lelikhetho lophindze lihambe nemceceshi walo Welcome Hlabathi. Lesitawuxhumana naye kaZoom lomuhla kuva nje ukuthi balungele kangakanani kumele lalive kahle. Kanti ke sitawuphindze sikhulumisane na captain walelikhethelo Smanga Dlamini na Haley Hoy kuva nje ukuthi balungele kanganani bona and how confident are they kuphakamisa umjeka welive ikakhulukati banyuse nendlela yabo ekuchutselana pheceledi ama personal best at a world level. We have seen that they perform quite well. In fact, very advanced and proficiently in regional level because we've seen them getting silver medals and gold medals just recently. So we do hope Kutinakma World Championships they can represent Eswatini amongst the best.
After 6, asesibuke nje ihloko lethamba embili kumaphephandaba ethu. Alright, so welcome back. Asesibuke ema newspaper headlines alamuhla on Friday. Saqala ngeSwatini Observer. Sibuke indzaba lethamba embili lomhla ephephandzabeni Observer. Former President Thabo Mbeki arrives. He's in the country to attend umsebenzi wese Waterford. 2 churches burnt in Matapa. That story you will find on page 2. Le Eswatini Observer. Letinye lethamba embili. World Bank decries gifts for tenders. Mayors elected as councillors sworn in, and Joni are ready for his show this weekend.
Black Swallows is unstoppable on the headlines of Eswatini Observer Sports, speaking on the fact that you can't keep a good team down as Peaks Peak Black Swallows managed to climb back to the summit of the ongoing Momoka voting polls, accumulating over 400,000 votes in 48 hours. We saw them hit the 700,000 mark. Quite interesting, that development. Another one that is headlining Eswatini Observer Sports, another Malawian coach for Nsingizini, just speaking to Shiselweni-based ensemble Nsingizini Hotspurs that have confirmed the appointment of Charles Manda as assistant coach to Mark Mwase. Yeah, cishe nje ngilethu totimbili letigijima embili ku Eswatini Observer kuma Sports.
As again, asibuka Eswatini Daily News yalamuhla, PM receives courtesy call from former SA President Thabo Mbeki. The story you will find on page 2. Besikuthi lenye lehamba embili, ministers eligible for nominations ngekusho kwe-EPC.
Yeah, kanzi-ke kutemidlalo Eswatini Daily News le hamba embili indzaba yamxolisi Mkhonto, who is valued at 1.2 million malangeni. That's his evaluation. Mobile evaluator as a FIFA accredited agent Dingani Maduma says South Africa's DStv Premiership side Royal AM trialist Mxolisi Mkhonto will cost anything between 300,000 and 1.2 million if deals come through. It's a Women's World Cup kicks off. Sihlangu is unmoved in latest FIFA rankings. Interesting.
Right, ngilento thamba embili nje kiwa maphephandaba lomhla on this Friday morning. It's 9 minutes after 6. Let's take a break. Nasibuya sithatha indaba Eswatini.
Umsakazo wetithombe iEswatini TV utibophelele kuhlonipha nekulandzela umgomo wetekusakata loweluswe libandla letekuchumana eVeni.
Ngephansi kwalomgomo sitimisele kusakata tindzaba tenteya ngaleso sikhatsi tindzaba letide emagama lacosheme letitsembekile letitsintsa tonke tinhlangothi naletisebaleni
kusukela kutepolitiki, tetemphilo, tekulima, tetinkantolo netemhlaba wonke jikelele siniletsela tindzaba njengoba tinjalo ngaleso sikhatsi letenteka ngaso.
Kanzi kulo msakato siphindze sikulethele lonke luhlobo lwetemidlalo kusuka emidlalweni welibhola letinyawo kuye emidlalweni ledlalelwa ematafuleni kanye naleto letichamuka ngaphandle kwakuleli.
Leti tindzaba lowutiletselwa ngumsakazo wetithombe iEswatini TV.
Yeah, mizuzu lelishumi nemzuzu munye ibumbene insimbi yesithupha. Mfundze sikwamukele lihlelweni sikuphe nathi tindzaba talapha ekhaya. Lezinyane umfana Nkosi ibanzile lithi kumcokwa ukuthi live leSwatini libe ingcenye emhlaba ekubaleni isikhebesi lesikhona ekwelapheni sifo se-epilepsy kanye nekunciphisa tibalo tebantfu labafako nalabakhubatekako ngenxa yalesifo. Lezinyane belikatse likhuluma eHappy Valley emcimbini wekuphotfulwa kweti-70 tetemphilo lebetikatse ticeceshwa ngesifo se-epilepsy.
Inhlangano ye-epilepsy ibambisene nenhlangano ye-Taiwan Medical Mission nelitiko letemphilo iceceshe bonesi nabodokotela elihlangothini lokwelapha sifo se-epilepsy. Lokucecesha kwaleti 70 tetemphilo bekwenteka kitototine tigodzi telive leSwatini kanti inhloso bekukuvala sikhala noma sikhebesi ekwelapheni sifo sekuwa. Labonesi nabodokotela baceceshwe kabanti ngephansi kwetihloko letehlukene letihambelana nekwelapha lesifo. Lokhu kulandzela ukuthi ngeminyaka wa 2020 ngenyanga yeLweti umhlangano wemashumi lasikhombisa nakutsatfu wakamhlaba wetemphilo wasukumisa sincumo sekubhekana ngco nesifo sekuwa kanye netimo letihambelana nekutsikameteka kwemizwa lokwenta ukuthi umcondzisi jikelele wenhlangano yakamhlaba wasukumise bhukwana wemkhombandlela wekubuketa nekucatulula tinkinga letiphatselene nesifo se-epilepsy netimo letihambisana nako kutsikameteka kwemizwa nekubambisana nemave emhlaba. Lizinyane umfana Nkosi ibanzile selibonge iTaiwan Medical Mission ngekubambisa live kulomsebenzi laphindze futhi labonga inzima ledlalwa litiko letemphilo ngaso sonke isikhathi uma inhlangano ye-epilepsy idzinga kusekelwa.
May I also express my gratitude to the Ministry of Health for the many commendable works it executes both inside and outside the realm of epilepsy and other related disorders. As such, my gratitude goes to the Minister for efficiently leading this sector of government. It was indeed your valuable inputs during all process that led to the approval of the Intersectoral Global Action Plan and epilepsy and other neurological disorders. IGAP 2022 to, well, Minister said now 2030, not 2031. And on the 22nd of May 2022 in Geneva, as patron of the Eswatini Epilepsy Organization, it pleases me greatly that it is through the support of the Ministry of Health that Eswatini Epilepsy Organization was able to take up the baton on the implementation of the IGAP, and in partnership with the Taiwan Healthcare Improvement Project under the Taiwan Medical Mission, carry out capacity building initiatives for healthcare professionals in an effort for the country to meet global targets.
Lo Kusile livele Taiwan kuleli His Excellency Jeremy Liang uthe le mihlangano sikolwa beyiye kunciphisa lizinga lelubandlululo etindzabeni te-epilepsy. Mbasada uphinze waveta ukuthi kufundza kumcwa kakhulu ekuthuthukeni.
The mission has assisted over 250 medical professionals by sharing them with the matter at hand, because it recognizes that education is the long-term basis for progress. The identification and the diagnosis of seizures, the pharmacology of anti-epileptic drugs, and the management of epilepsy, among many other topics, have all benefited from the dissemination of information made possible by these workshops.
Indvuna etiko letemphilo lizinkosi ithi tibalute bantfu labanesifo sekuwa emhlabeni tikhomba kutsi tisetulu kakhulu. Kanike futhi lesifo siphindze futhi sifake sandla lesibandi etinombolweni tekukhubateka kwebantfu kanye nebantfu labasishiya kwemhlabeni.
The huge burden of uncontrolled epilepsy and epilepsy-related deaths in developing countries, including Eswatini, are a cause of concern. The deaths could be largely preventable by improving access to care, including diagnosis, treatment, and promoting adherence to treatment. It is in the light of the above that Eswatini Epilepsy Organization, as we've heard, with the Ministry of Health support, partnered with Taiwan Healthcare Improvement Project in the training of healthcare professionals countrywide in various topics on epilepsy diagnosis, treatment, and management.
Lizinyani libese letfula umcondzisi lomusha wenhlangano ye-epilepsy lekungithobile Mahlalela kunye nelisekela lakhe Abraham Njalinjali. Etindzabeni bikapholile Maziya ezulwini.
Lizinyane umfana Nkosi Mcwasho lithi bantfu labagula ngetinso banetidzingo letinenge empilweni, ngakho kumcokwa kusekelwa kwabo ngemaswati netinkampani letahlukene. Lizinyane belikadze likhuluma njengesibonza se-Eswatini Chronic Kidney Disease Support Foundation ngesikhatsi inkampani ye-Umbuluzi Valley inekelela lenhlangano ngemikhicito yayo lehlukahlukene. Ngemuva kwetindzaba leyo kendzaba lebekhona esukwini layitolo.
Bangetulu kwetigidzi letingamakhulu lasiphohlongo bantfu labanesifo setinso emhlabeni, chronic kidney disease. Lesi sifo lesikhungethe umhlaba kanti-ke sesibonakele siyinkinga lenkulu emhlabeni. Kani balinganiselwa emakhuluni lamathathu bantfu labanesifo setinso even leSwatini. Liningi labo lidzinga lusito ikakhulukati kutetimali kute bakhone kuya esibhedlela bathole imithi baphindze futhi bageze tinso njengoba kumele baye esibhedlela bayogeza tinso kathathu ngeliviki. Kungako lesive sase sisungula inhlangano yekusekelana leyatiwa ngakuthi yi-Eswatini Chronic Kidney Disease Support Foundation. Le nhlangano idzinga lusito ezivense emaswati kute itawukhona kufeza umgomo wayo. Inkampani i-Umbuluzi Valley Sales ibeye kucala ukuvela isite lenhlangano njengoba seyinikelele lenhlangano ngetinhlobo temikhicito yenyama lekhicitwako kule nkampani. Sibonza salenhlangano lizinyane umfana Nkosi Mcwasho sesibongela nkampani. Lizinyane lithi bantfu labagula ngetinso banesidingo noma banetidingo letehlukahlukene letidinga ukuthi lonke eliswati lifake isandla ekubasideni.
As the Eswatini Chronic Disease Support Foundation, we are thrilled to have your support. Your donation is helping us to accomplish one of our aims and objectives, that is to provide and/or facilitate support of kidney patients and their families. A majority of kidney or renal patients in the Kingdom of Eswatini have numerous needs, and that calls for every Liswati and business community to stand up and be counted as we embark on this journey of bettering the lives of Emaswati living with kidney problems and their families. As patron of the Eswatini Chronic Kidney Disease Support Foundation, I am sure that if all stakeholders, corporates, business people, and Emaswati can join hands with one aim of improving the livelihood of those with renal failure, the country can record very few deaths from kidney failure, and the patients will be concentrating only on treatment and recovery.
Umphathi kulenkampani Morgan Red uthe unelethemba ukuthi batawukhula kanye kanye nalenhlangano basitane lapho bangasitana khona.
When we got the request for donation or help towards the Renal Kidney Foundation, we found it within our mandate that it is a great thing to give back to. It's great to give back to our nation, to our community.
Lenhlangano njengoba ithanza kwakhiwa seyimeme bonke labangaba nesifiso sekuyisida ukuthi basonzele.
Ngekuhlana ke phasi bekunene imihlangano lesibesabanayo wase uyabuka nemfana Nkosi ukuthi cha asiwakhulumisene eMaswati la khona eveni netinkampani nabo somabhizinisi ukuthi lona msebenzi njengoba kuyabonakala usitini sosifo lesesibonakala ukuthi naseMaswatini sesicala kuba lihlupho bangayibambisa kanjani lena nhlangano ukuthi nayo ibonakale eveni iletha lolusito lolugadzekile.
Etintsabeni bikapholile Maziya kuMathapha.
Lo lebekatse ngumengameli welive leningizimu uThabo Mbeki ube nemhlangano nandvunankulu wakuleli Cleopas Dlamini njengoba yakuleli kuyawuba sikhulumile simcokwa esikolweni sase Waterford kaMhlaba lapho khona kugujwa liviki lelivekade leAfrika ngalesihlanu. Ndvunankulu uchazile ukuthi umelele ingwenyama silo inkosi Mswati wesithathu njengoba sibuye ebusuku eveni laseLesotho.
Ndvunankulu uthi live leningizimu Afrika linebudlelwane lobuhle neleswatini ngakho kuyakhuthata kubona loyo lobekadza ngumengameli avakashela live leSwatini.
I take this opportunity on behalf of His Majesty the government to welcome you to the Kingdom of Eswatini. Mr. President, we welcome you to Eswatini, which has, in some extent, a very great extent, your second home here. The ANC and this country has a very long relationship dating from the old days, the time of King Sobhuza II. And you, in particular, as president of ANC and the president of the country, did a lot to enhance that standing relationship, and we value that a great deal. And you will always be welcome at any time here.
Loyo lebekadza ngumengameli eveni leningizimu Afrika Thabo Mbeki uthi uyatfokota kuba lapha eveni.
Excellency, I mean, well, since we're coming to Eswatini, for that we agreed that, you know, we need to pay a courtesy call on His Majesty. We can't come here and do that at Waterford and then go back.
Ndvunankulu uthi lamave lamabili atawuchubeka aqinise budlelwane bawo. Etindzabeni teSwatini TV kubika Nelson Dlangamandla nginasikhumbuzo Dlamini Yembabane.
Liphini landvunankulu Themba Masuku lisukile kuleli lalibhekisa eveni le-Italy lapho liyomelela silo inkosi eMswati wesithathu emhlanganweni lobuke kukhicitwa nekulondvolodwa kwekudla. Kulo mhlangano live litawetfula ukuthi seliyisebentele lafikaphi indzaba tekutfutfukisa kukhicitwa kwekudla kuhambisana nemagoli yakamhlaba entfutfuko lakhonsako.
Liphini landvunankulu Themba Masuku lisuke kuleli ngalesine emini liphuma ehhekeni eNgwenya lapho liyomelela khona iNgwenyama silo inkosi eMswati wesithathu emhlanganweni lobuke kuthe emave sekahambe kanganani ekukhiciteni kudla lokwanele i-Food System Summit lotawubanjelwa eveni le-Italy. Lo mhlangano ulandzela loyo weminyaka wa-2021 lapho emave atibophelele khona ukuthi atawusukumisa tinhlelo tekutfutfukisa kukhicita kudla lokwanele ahambisana ngco nemagola kamhlaba entutfuko lekhonsako.
2030 sosemnyaka so uyawubukwa ukuthi yini emave la kwentile ukuze lama food systems ato improve. Nakhuluma nge-food system ukuthi kukhicitwa kwekudla nekuthunyelwa nekuthengiswa kwako nekugcinwa kwako ukuthi kutholakale kubantu njengalosadi ukuthi food security isho kona ukuthi bakufuneka babe nako ukudla ukuthi-ke le system lokhulunywa ngawo la kubukeka ukuthi umhlaba usetinkingeni tekugucugucuka kwe-climate netinto letiningi niyabona nje ukuthi kulesinye isikhathi ukhanze amakhata ukhanze kushisa kunama-floods nama-droughts tonke lento le so kufuneka-ke emave avumelana ukuthi akabuke tindlela leti tawukhona ukuthi tikhicite tondle bantu tithengiselane.
Lo mhlangano loholwa ngumhlabuhlangene kubheka ukuthi uthathe emalanga lamathathu. Edindzabeni yeSwatini TV kubika Samkelisuye khoza nginasikhumbuzo Dlamini eNgwenya.
Kanti ngakulokunye liphini landvunankulu litawubesele ndlulela eveni le-Russia lapho liyomelela khona silo inkosi eMswati wesithathu emhlanganweni lobuke kutfutfukisa budlelwano bemave elivekati le-Afrika nelive le-Russia etinhlangotsini letifaka ekhatsi tekuphepha netemnotfo kulokunye. Lo mhlangano kubhekeke kutsi ucale mhlati nge-27 kule nyanga lesetulu.
Summit Russia Africa nayo iyawukhuluma-ke tindzaba lecishe tihambelane naleli sitabe sisuka kuto lethuluma nangayo le-food security taphindze kukhulunywa-ke netekuphepha nje emhlabeni wonke security issues. Ngiyabona emhlabeni kuyajijimetwana kwentiwa konke lokhu so kuyawufuneka-ke lenkulumo lenye letinkulumo kuyaba ngekubuka kokuthi i-Afrika ne-Russia ngikuphi labangabambisana khona kuze nalo kujijimetana ukwehle nekwekuthi-ke kutaphindze kubukwe nete-technology ngoba lo mhlaba lesesiphila kuwo sengumhlaba lohamba nge-technology so konke lokhu nguloku lesitabele sikubuka le nalena-ke yekugucugucuka kwesimo setulu itabe ikhulunywa kungako nje indvuna yaka-tourism environment itabe ikhona nayo ngoba litiko layo la lisethunywe khona la ibuka khona letindzaba leticondzene nalokho. Umhlangano kuyawuphela ngo-29 kuyabe sekuthi-ke mhla ka-30 basimemele lilanga labo lokucelebrate laba bemkhumbi.
Hulumende wenta tonke taba kucinisekisa kwekutsi tingongo temali yelive tiyasimama. Indvuna yetemafa Neil Reichenberg ibete loku ngesikhatsi ichaza kabanti ngekwehla kwetingongo temali yelive tifike ku-6.9 billion emalangeni ngenyanga yenhlaba kulomnyaka kanti-ke beti ku-9.3 billion emalangeni ngenyanga yamabasa. Lolu shintsho lucuketfwe ngumbiko lokhishwe libhange lelikhulu i-Central Bank of Eswatini evikini leliphelile.
Kulombiko libhangi le-Central Bank lithi lokwehlisa letingungu temali yelive kwekuthi kuphume imali leningi kumabhangi akuleli kute kuthengiselana nalamanye emave lengasiwe emalangeni. Lo mbiko uphindze uchaze ukuthi lenye imali iphume kuhulumende nakabhadala tikweleti. Indvuna yetemafa Neil Rickenback ithi kukhona imali lebuya enhlanganweni lebutsa umthelo wemave esifundza lesendas ne-Afrika, i-Southern African Customs Union sakho letawusita kukhulisa letingungu temali yelive.
A week before SACU, the last SACU quarterly receipts came in. So SACU now being up from 1.5 billion a quarter to about 3 billion a quarter means that 3.9 billion straight away became 9.9 billion overnight when that money came in. So as we sit here now, you'll find SACU receipts are having come in, as well as the reserves being at a much higher level than what we do. But once again, you'll find that in 3 months' time, just before SACUs come in, they dwindle downwards towards that time. And SACU again, it bumps every time that it does come in.
Inhlangano yetimali emhlabeni International Monetary Fund ithi emave kufanele abe nemali lelingana tinyanga letintsatfu lokungenani tingungwini tawo yemphahla lethengwa ngaphandle kwalelo nalelo live. Lo mbiko we-Central Bank uveta ukuthi live belinemali lelingana tinyanga letimbili nencenye 2.8 months ngenyanga yenkhwekhweti kulo mnyaka. Etindzabeni Eswatini TV kubika Nelsiwendla ngamandla yembabane.
Maplanelo omkhulu etiko letekwatisa tekuchumana netekuchwephesha phesheya Dube uthi live lidzinga kuvula umsebe walo wetekuchumana kutfutfuke tona tekuchumana eveni. Dube bekakhuluma ngesikhatsi yamelelwe ngumcondzisi wetekwatisa kuleli tiko Andreas Dlamini emhlanganweni wekucala ngca wetindzaba temisebe tekuchumana pheceleti Radio Communications Conference.
Libandla lengamele tekuchumana i-Eswatini Communications Commission libambe umhlangano netinhlangosi letitsintekako kutekuchumana kubukusana ukuthi live litfutfu kanjani kutekuchumana lisenetisa liphindze livikele imisebe yekuchumana pheceleti radio frequency spectrum. Lo mhlangano uvulwe ngumabhalane lomkhulu etiko letekwatisa phesheya Dube lobekamelelwe ngu-Andreas Dlamini.
Live ngelive limele ema-interests alo. Ngako-ke kuyabita lokho ukuthi emva kokube sesihlangene la sabona ukuthi nesifuna kuhamba ngale ndlela le. Bese-ke sesichumana nalabanye boza kwethu la ku-region yakasadaki. Sibonisane nabo, sibambisana nabo, sibuye sibuke Afrika yonke yonkana. Bese ngikhathi siyale emhlanganweni lomkhulu wabayesikhulu wamhlabuhlangene wetekuchumana. Lapho khona-ke bese ngiloyo soyatama ukuthi afucele ema-interest elive lakhe.
Lobo ketindzaba taka-technical kuleli bandla Thulan Fakutse uchaze ngengcikithi yalo mhlangano.
Ubukusana nje lokuthi yini indlela lengcono lesingayibuka ukuthi le resource le ngoba iskas nase ungabe nje khona lo sayithetha sayisebenzisa kabi nginte ukhanze ukuthi sekunetinkinga kule msebenzi lesiyendako silive lo mhlangano ngaloko nje kubukusana indaba letinjalo lokuthi singenda kanjani ukuthi isebenziseke kahle wonke umuntu abenefit.
Lo mhlangano kubheke ukuthi wenivulelelo yemhlaba letawubanjwa ngenyanga yeLweti event le-United Arab Emirates. Etindzabeni Eswatini TV kubika Samkelisiwe Khoza nginasikhumbuzo Dlamini ezulwini.
Etindzabeni temidlalo licembu le-Pigs Peak Black Swallows ledlala ngaphansi kwe-MTN National First Division solongilo lelihleli esicongweni ngemavoti lamanyenti ngaphansi kwendzebe yeMomo Cup yalonyaka lapho khona lemavoti langetulu kwa-700,000. Emacembu lamakhulu lokuyimbabane Swallows kanye nembabane Highlanders nawo ayingcenye yemacembu lahamba embili. Emavoti sekahlanganiswa awo onke emacembu angetulu kwa-2 million.
Inhlangano yePremier League of Eswatini seyikhokhe umbiko ukuthi emavoti kwanyalo eme kanjani kusukela abalandzeli bathole imvumo yekuvotela emacembu abo ngaphansi kweMomo Cup. Licembu le-Pigs Peak Black Swallows lidlala ngaphansi kwe-National First Division nginoko lihamba embili kwanyalo ngemavoti lamanyenti lapho khona linemavoti langu 777,367. kanzi licembu lelozitha Spurs nalo lelika National First Division lisendzaweni yesibili ngamavoti langu 506,474. Kanzi-ke kumacembu lamakhulu lapha eveni lokuyimbabane Swallows isendzaweni yesithathu ngemavoti langu 285,517. Licembu lembabane Highlanders lisendzaweni yesine ngamavoti langu 248,123. Kanzi-ke licembu lemanzini Wanderers lona lisendzaweni yesiphohlongo ngamavoti langu 166,683. Kanzi-ke nasiyaphelele lamacembu langu 28 sekanemavoti langu 2,940,392. Kuvota-ke kutawuvalwa mhla ka-18 enyangeni yenyoni kulo mnyaka losetulu. Endzabeni temidlalo ngenguyani Msibi na Fabrice Msonera eMbabane.
Itingako lesikuphatha tona talapha ekhaya lomhla ekuseni sibahlola emakethe ngesimo selitulu masibuya lungelele speaks to ERS na Vusi nge-tax compliance certificate.
Eswatini Lifestyle is all about inspiration, drive, and swag. Eswatini Lifestyle is informative and fun while covering all aspects of life, be it people, places, and trends in the Kingdom of Eswatini. We got you covered. The focus is on the quality of life. Eswatini Lifestyle will spark your interest. Catch Eswatini Lifestyle every Friday at 7:30 p.m. on Eswatini TV, Sibugo Semaswati.
Welcome back. Sakuvusela nalo sanzako sivulela njengoba kungolesihlanu yade ukuthi every Friday siba naye communications director so khona Eswatini Revenue Service lamhla ke sikhuluma nge-tax compliance certificate le ibalekile nayo ukuthi ube nayo ukhona kuyenda digitally. I-tax compliance certificate is issued by the Eswatini Revenue Service as proof that a client meets tax compliance requirements in accordance with the law. In a bid to enhance the ease and convenience of applying for a TCC, the ERS now receives applications by email. Msebenzi lona lo waqala nge-ERS eminyakeni lophelile naqala nje inyanga yengongoni. Le certificate ke iphindze ibe ne QR code lekhona ukuthi ukubona ukuthi ivele ingiyombamba yini le certificate. Kanti ke sitateka kabanti naye communications director Vusi Dlamini lo savela khona kuba ukuthi yini kahle kahle le TCC and ithola kanjani, how long is it valid for. Sivuzele Nkosi sebe ngokuthi ube nathi bengithema ukuthi producer dasilalela nje le clip sibuka ukuthi kahle kahle i-guide kahle kahle ngokuthi ukuthi siyenda kanjani, how do we access yona le TCC. Alright, sidabe siyithathe later ke phanga kosa sikuvusela nje sikwamukele singakanzi nje nale interview kumbe kusichazelele ukuthi iyini yona le TCC siyithola kanjani futhi.
Asibonge Lulu sivusela kubo babukela emakhaya. I-tax compliance certificate noma ke lesiyedume ngekuthi TCC itfolakala ngekwekuthi mhlawumbe usuke ufuna kwadi ukuthi ume njani esimeni semthelo. Isikhathi lesinengi usuke ufuna kwenda invothite mhlawumbe ndawubekisa nangabe uyi-individual ufuna kubhalisa leyo moto labo ke lababhalisa timoto ke noma ke lababhalisa timoto kahulumende revenue motor register baye batsinge leso certificate nangabe uthenga noma uthengisa umhlaba nalapho ke nemabhizinisi ke ngicela kusho ke empeleni ukuthi emabhizinisini vele kunemthetho lomusha nje sitawubuya ngalenyana ngamhlawumbe sito ukhuluma ukuthi emabhizinisi onke even la kaNgwane sekubhekeka ukuthi nangabe athengiselana tinto tifika esigabeni lesithiti nginangikhumbula kahle nge-20,000 emalangeni kufuna ukuthi lelo business lifune i-tax compliance certificate kulona lelithengiselana naye. So into lena le requirement nyalo leseyicishe vele ngidawuthi semthethweni ngaphambilini emabhizinisini bekuyaye kube lo mthetho bowuphocelela tikapane tahulumende mhlawumbe nahulumende bowungaphoceleli kakhulu onke emabhizinisi kephanyalo ke so uthi wonke lothengisela nako labathengisela nako kufuna basithole leso certificate so le certificate lesitfolakala ngekuthi lesidzinga kwekuthi usuke ufuna kwenda into thide then ke kuyaye bese kuyahlula kwekuthi etindzabeni temthelo ume njani.
Okay, ingabe nje ukubuta Nkosi ukuthi ingabe uyi-accessa kanjani, let's say nje ngiyayifuna nje nyalo ngiyangena ku website yenu ngoba sesibonile ukuthi vele tonke izinto sentenda digital kakhulu ka IRS.
Yes Lulu ubexile mhlawumbe na usaqala kwekuthi etindzabeni the tax compliance certificate kusukela mhlawumbe eminyakeni lophelile besifuna ngakwekuthi bowuthumela leyo email ufune leso certificate sesithethe ke sayibeka mhlawumbe ezingeni lelingedulu kwaloko ngakuthi awusadzingi nekuthi uzothumela leyo email noma udekithi kune system lesesidevelopile letawenda leyenda kwekuthi angeke ngithi letawenda ngoba seyivele iyasebenza leyenda kwekuthi ukhona ukuthi uthole le certificate noma ngabe ukuphi lokusho ukuthi usithole ngindawo uthi ngecwabita kweliso ngekuthi na ugcwalisa lelo form uya ku website yethu utawufika ulithole lelo form na ugcwalisa lelo form ke liyaye bese liyakuthatha ke ukuthi ngeke ufake igama lakho ufake i-ID yakho nangabe kusho ukuthi une business ke noma une tin uwena ke ukhetha tin kule section na ukhetha khona either tin or pin na ukhetha tin ke so uyachubeka ufaka na email address yakho nangabe kusho ukuthi ucompliant noma ke nangabe kusho ukuthi tonke tincabekelwana lethambisana nemithelo njengekuletha kwemibiko nekwenda ama payments konke kume kahle leso certificate utasithola ngecwabita kweliso.
Yeah, nguzamile nje nami Nkosi idolo kusheshe kwangibuyisela vele le TCC yami. I think nje kubalekile nokuthi sifunze lapha lokuthi ukuthini because kuyakutshela kuyakubuta ukuthi you want to continue na process uyacela IRS ukuthi utawufuna ukuthatha i-data yakho. I think nasingabona nje lokho Nkosi le importance ukuthi vele ufunde wathi ukuthi ingabe vele mhlambe lemithetho yethini lokubaleka lokho nje.
Kumcoka kakhulu lokho ngoba njengoba sathi ukuthi as level thuthuka kunemithetho leminengi lephasiswako ngidawubekisa nje lokho kukhulumisa indzaba ye Data Protection Act kwekuthi angeke simane sithathe imininingwane yemuntu ngaphandle kwekuthi yena asinike lelo lungelo noma leyo mvumo kusho ukuthi lapho sisuke sifuna lokuthi ivele abantu baqinisekise ukuthi le information labasinika yona information labasinika yona willingly so sisuke sizama si-aligna ke kuyo indzaba ye Data Protection Act nalokuthi nje ezufunza u-understand ukuthi lokwendako ukwendela ini siyagcizelela vele ukuthi abakufunze lokho kuze kugcineni nangabe usahamba tonke le debis ube wadi ukuthi ukhuluma ngani kepha ke lokumcoka lesibese siyagcizelela ukuthi as long as une email address leyo TCC yakho itawuvele ithumele utayithola immediately now click submit nje nangabe kusho ukuthi uya qualify for yona itawuvele isende kuleyo email address yakho na uya email yakho utawufika uyikhanza kepha na ungaqualify nakhona utawukhanza ukuthi na ufika ngale ku email uyayithola le email lesho ukuthi awu qualify for a tax compliance certificate kudzinga ke ukuthi bese uyasithinza lapho.
Okay, sisakhuluma nje leto te qualifying because kuna naba lababesolo ba non compliant bathi babe bayeta kini nendazivumelano thide ukuthi mhlambe batawubhadala kancane uyakhona inena lo yokutendela le TCC digitally noma mhlambe vele kusimele ukuthi avelelekini ngalokuthi kunale agreement lena lekhona ka IRS.
Angibonga Lulu, yes uyakhona kusithola loyo leso certificate ngekuthi nasikhuluma ngecompliance sikhulumela ukuthi either konke ukwenda ngendlela lengiyo bekude sidingo sekuthi mhlawumbe ungakhulumisana nathi noma ke wende lawo ma arrangements kepha ke siyade ukuthi njengoba usho labanye bawukhanza ukuthi bahlangabetene naleto tingcinamba which is why we always say when you're facing challenges come forward, come to us, let's engage and ensure that everything is okay. Labo ke labakhona let's ba engage nathi they are also considered as compliant because they have come forward so they will also immediately get the TCC as long as bendelama arrangements with us.
Okay, so how long is it valid for yona le TCC?
Ordinarily a TCC would be valid for a month but it depends ukuthi yani kukhona lamanye la ukhanza khona ukuthi atawuba valid for longer periods, but usually nangabe uyifunela for something, it's usually valid for a month.
Okay, so ngakhona kuyenda kanengi same day noma following day noma kumele nje ukuthi ngiyende once.
When we introduced this new product, I said to people at some point in time, there is no need for you to wait for anything because this is free. You just go into the system. You can generate it as many times as you want because you are. It is reading now ukuthi mbamba compliant noma usi compliant. Kusho ukuthi noma ngabe akusiko mhlawumbe ukuthi kukhona lofuna kuyokwenda. Lithulusi lelonga khona ukuthi ihlola wena ukuthi engabe vele usese compliant yini. So you can do it anytime. At your own convenience.
Yeah, no, kahle kakhulu. So then how do I send it back? Mhlambe kuye ERS ikhona any email address khona?
Okay, as I said earlier, normally ETCC is not required by us. It is required by you because mhlawumbe ngidawubekisa mhlawumbe sitayikhuluma kafishane sisayigcinene ngokuthi labanye abantu batawuya elukhethweni. They would want at some point in time laba belukhethwa bezikhulumisana nabo nje ngokuthi vele kufuna siyisebenze kanjani. Asifuni abantu ukuthi bete ema-office ethu kude sidingo zathi bete ema-office ethu because ETCC bangakhona kuyithola ngaphandle kokuthi baze bete ema-office ethu. But awuthi ngekuyithola ke leyo TCC bese bayatiprintela bona because the iPhone wangithi le TCC thina siprovider le platform nje ukuthi bathole leyo TCC bayimikise lapho la kufanele bayimikise khona. Yes, la itsingeka khona. The only cost that maybe they would incur would be ukuthi nangabe usebenzisa internet cafe ucela ukuthi bakuprintele leyo TCC noma ke na uprinte office kako uprinte office bese uyayimikisa lela kufanele uyimikise khona. So there's no need ukuthi necessarily bayilethe kithi.
Bayilethe kithi, alright. Kwagcina nje enkosi mhlambe ama contact details nokulabo nje labantu awufuna ukuxhumana nani.
My contact details ethu Lulu, it's 2406 4050. Bangasithola na ku WhatsApp ku 76063735. Sikhona ke na ka Facebook siyagcizelela siyacela ikakhulukade kulabo labadzinga ETCC ukuthi abatihlole bona. It's very easy. Ngicabanga ukuthi nasemaphepheni namhla sitawube fakile lawo ma-adverts kulula just scan that QR code itakuthathe kufake kule system ufake ama-details akho. To be honest, there is no need now to come to our offices. If you know that you are compliant, just go into the system. Only come to us or contact us. Now vakwangathi mhlawumbe you are facing those challenges or where you feel that you are not, where you get the message that you are not compliant.
Alright, no, ngiyavakala simakhulu Nkosi kusicacisela nje ngaleyo information TCC tax compliance certificate ochazela umlangeni lapha ukuthi sekumalula kakhulu mangabe nje ufuna ukuregister leyo moto yakho so yakhona ukugcwalisela ecingweni lakho uconnect printela mangabe nje utawufilisha in the correct details bafuna igama lakho sibongo ipin noma i-tin kanye ne-email address yakho. Take a break, stop siqhubeke nehlelo.
Submit return, pay in full, and attach schedule. The Eswatini Revenue Service is reminding all monthly and quarterly filers to submit their accurate VAT returns, pay in full, and also attach their VAT schedules by 27 July 2023. Submit your VAT return via eTax and get your VAT schedule on www.ers.org.sz. For more information, please call our contact center team at 2406 4050 or email info@ers.org.sz. You can also WhatsApp us on 7606 3735 3535.
Do you remember the spinning thing? This is us. This picture represents what we did. We were there when coronavirus wreaked havoc in our population. Together with other stakeholders, we formed the first line, controlling the spread of the unknown and unseen enemy of the people. Anxious ourselves, we collected dead bodies countrywide. At the time, When no one wanted to come near dead bodies of loved ones, we did care for our fellow citizens. Thank you, the people of Eswatini and teams of first responders.
Lesi sikhathi lapho khona emaphoyisa agubha kuba khona kwawo eveni. Kulapho kukhuthathwa khona sive ukuthi sike sihlale phansi sibuke bumcoka bemaphoyisa empilweni yabantu. Siphindze sibuke indlela letinsha tekuphepha kubo bonke bucala lobuveta sihloko. Sive sakangwane siyakhunjutwa ukuthi singawafaki emaphoyisa etinkulumeni tepolitiki ngoba liphoyisa alingeni futhi alingenelani nepolitiki. Emaphoyisa alwa nebucala netingoti temgwaco kuphela nje. Ingako emaphoyisa athi wonke umuntu eveni akahlale ngaphandle kwekungeneka ukuthi angahle ahlaselwe tilwane tasendle. Umuntu lohlala eSwatini akatiphilele atisebentele ngaphandle kwekwesaba kuhlaselwa kwemucwa nekucekelwa phansi kwempahla yakhe. Nawe wena lophathekile emaphoyisa athi digulele kahle uze uphile ngaphandle kokuphathamiseka. Lokungenteka ngekuthi tidlova tingene tihlasele labo labakunakekelako kuleyo ndlu. Sive lesihlakaniphile nguleso lesiphakamisa kusebenta kwemaphoyisa nabo bonke labalwa nebucala. Ngale kwaloko timbungushe tiyawuwangenela emazinyane kungenamuntu ekhaya. Lo mlayeto niulethelwa ngemaphoyisa embube abambisene nomsakato wetithombe.
Right, 8 minutes before 7 Lomhlexeni. Let's welcome Sergeant Bekmuzi Gule Lotasipha, a traffic update. Makobane, just briefly, running out of time today, unfortunately. Ngabe sime kanjani isimo emigwaqweni sikuvusela?
Anguvusele mnguni, ngivusele umbukelo welihlelo. Liyayithela etindzawo letiningi umantu umgwaqo unenkhungu ikhansa phansi kukhuthaza nekugcizelela nje ikakhulu kade kubashayeli bekunene kokuthi asichubeke sisihloniphe lesimo ekushayeleni emgwaqweni lokungona kuphephile sishayela ngekubona ubuke isimo la uhamba khona bese wena lokho lokuyawena kokuthi uphephe kuleyo mgwaqo loyo njenganamuhla nje siyakhuthaza kokuthi litubane alibe ngileli phansi sibili senesiqiniseko sokuthi emalambi emotolo siyawakhanyisa ngalokuphelele hayi ema-park lights wendele ukuthi lo munye ashesha kubona ngesikhathi bese ke ugcina nemigamo yabangiloyo lokuphephile siyanaka ukuthi indzawo letiningi kunananka emandi lehamba ema asibahloniphe sibanake nalabo labahamba ngetinyawo bekunene senesiqiniseko sokuthi sibaniketa nayo indlela lephephile bangatheleki ngemandi kanti ke emadolobheni ethu tibane temgwaqo letilapha ikhathi edolobheni embabane ngase-Superstar ivaliwe atisebenzi ke lesibane leto tishaya kona umbala lobovu siyablinga sisi bashayela abaniketa nemathuba laphephile lapho netitalati tethu letisetshenziswa kwekhathi nedolobha nato solo tiyasetshenziswa bekunene njengaso sitalati lesisuka khona lapha eTotal Gardens sibheke lapha bobuilding sozisa road sitalati lesingumakhosi sisuka khona lapha eNaska Delta siyawufika lapha eChinese Embassy sitalati lesingenhla kwe-CTA siyawuphumela khona emsakatweni umsakato street naletinye nje titalati edolobheni divaliwe kwathi sokuthi yalungisa imigwaqo asinake bekunene senesiqiniseko sokuthi indlela lesiyawuhamba ngayo edolobheni siyawulandzela leto timpawu letisiniketa imigwaqo lesingayisebenzisa ngokwesikhashana kanti nemigwaqo wethu lo ngisomhlolo road lokuchamuka khona lapha eTulubo ecourt nawo leyo mgwaqo loyo solo kwakhiwa ke yona i-pavement kulungiswa nemidwebo yaphansi asinake bekunene laba labahamba ngesinyawo bancike kuwo lo mgwaqo lo ngiyophela i-service road kuphinde futhi siqaphele nankhaya ema-traffic circle lamaningi lakhiwe lapha sithi awube kunene asiniketane emathuba kusuka komgwaqo lovumako ukuthi kungahamba imotolo lenkulu ngakho ke senze isiqiniseko bekunene kokuthi sishayela ngalokukhulu ukucophelela kanti na wenyuka lapha wenyukela inkoyoyo usuka lapha esidwashini kuwo umgwaqo lomkhulu solo ikhona leloli lefile nayo yofika lapha kuleya off ramp ithetheke umzila wekhamba nalapho kunene siyacela ukuthi niqaphele kwathi sekunenkhuku siyawugcina sekuhla nasefika kuleyo nzawana leyo kuze kuthi sendlule ngalokuphephile kanti ke lunye lihlangothi nawe uka ubheka khona lapha enhlangano nakhona umgwaqo lapha kumehlobovu solo uyalungiswa nalapho kusebenza umzila munye niketana emathuba kunaye stop and go nasekhathi yenhlangano la imigwaqo ethu yakhiwa khona ku-MR9 osuka emathendele wenyukela lapha kafaya nakhona lisusiwe litiyela sihamba emgwaqweni lodeke litiyela kusukuma ke matshe na uyahamba ngesivinini lesisethulu kakhulu nemigwaqo wethu long MR11 lophuma khona lapha edolobheni la khona lapha enhlangano bheke khona lapha ku Royal Casino nakhona bekunene asibe labo labanakile sibili kanti kule yetfunza ifuyo solo ikhona emigwaqweni siyawukhuthatha nje sive bekunene ukuthi ikakhulukazi bafuyo abasikhweshisele yona ifuyo nekunaka ke malangeni lamahle ukuthi awu namhla siyawukhumbula ukuthi simaphoyisa sinemsebenzi lomkhulu lochubekako khona lapha indasi yepolice academy la sibekile ukuthi labadzala belive bayawuba khona kuyawubusisa wona ke lo msebenzi sigcizelela ke kuyo inhlonipho bekunene lesiyibonile emisebenzini endlulile itolo sinakile ukuthi awu eMaswati ayabambisana kahle kakhulu nokusebenza kwawo amaphoyisa siyakhuthaza ke ukuthi nanamuhla kube njalo bekunene sichubeke sithathe le milayethu laba usiniketa wona emaphoyisa ekusebenziseni wethu umgwaqo selesiqiniseko malangeni lamahle ukuthi nalapho basiniketa indlela lesingasisebenzisa sikwenda lokho ngekuhloniphana nangekuniketana wona emathuba sithi nje bekunene akube lilanga lelihle siyawukhumbula siyawuqala yona impela sonto miningi imisebenzi lebakhona sisabheka ngakhona kuyempela sonto sisibe kunene la ukhona khona inasiqiniseko sokuthi uyasinika isikhathi lesanele sekuphumula kanti futhi nemotolo leyo uhamba ngayo kuyaba imotolo lephilile sithi nje kube lusuku loluhle bekunene sisachubeka nemisebenzi yethu yesuku nanendlini yemsakazo nelibandla lokubambisana nalo labojinela sinifisele lona lusuku loluhle yebo nalo luphephile sisayisebenzisa imigwaqo siyabonga kakhulu
sibonga kakhulu makubane nanansi sinifisela usuku loluhle nisaquba umsebenzi welive sibahlole etimakethe masinyane sizabuya sichubeke nehlelo
Phela makhaya inkosi nangabe phela ukhohliwe timbe batakho buye eceleni ubuye eceleni phela thina sijeke emsebenzini awungeke phela ukhohlela le-ID nalenombolo yokuvota lile basifakele yona phela la tincingweni ha ngibonini buye eceleni inkosi yathi ngijeke emsebenzini kwani mina hayi wena msawumnye ngathi igaba lesithathu ihamba phela koshi titsi nyalo sigaba sekuqala sasihamba i-voter validation lapho khona sithi hamba uye emphakathi wangakini uyohlolisisa ukuthi le mininingwane lowayibhala ingiyo yini nendzawo lapho uvotela khona niyo kahle kahle nje sithi lapho koshi hlolisisa imininingwane yakho nathi sibambisane ukuthi imininingwane yakho ibhaleke kahle yini nani hayi phela lokho kuyawondeka lebo 22 June kuyale ku 12 July yebo bese ke sigaba lesilandzelako sey-nomination koshi lapho khona kubheka ukuthi ngenkundla inominate lokungenani bantu labacela ku-3 kuya ku-20 kuze ke umuntu anqonye kufuneka lokungenani abe nemavoti langu-10 ngiyahleka yini mfana babe ngoba ngithi nje lekhaya selisendvo ngitawungena nje ngigijima nonyaka simfaka umuvu lokakake wasendela lutho asimfaka acele ama-project ngokuya aphuma ikosha yanti lathi indzaweni kula ma-community thina sifayisana nema-problems mbamba sithi ngama-solution bamba yebo koshi hayi kahle phela benguye kulandzela yena mkhulu ngicela ufake yena yebo bekacele ukuthi ngimbambele kulandzela yena bese ke sigaba lesilandzelako sengama-primary elections wona ke lama-primary elections atewondeka lebo 26 August 2023 phela koshi bese ke lokulandzelako sengama-secondary elections lapho khona wona atawuthatha lebo 29 September 2023 ngiyahleka yini mfana babe ngoba lamkhathiseni kwama-primary nalama-secondary kutabe kune-campaign process lokusho ukuthi umntu ufuneka atitshengise ukuthi wakhiwe ngani setawufa amakabishi nani okulandzela mina ngiyabonga sisi
lo mlayeto nolethelwa abaka-EBC Elections and Boundaries Commission of Eswatini.
Ngathi mina lukhetho asiyeni kulo but siye ngekwethembeka sikhone ukuthi sikhethe abantu labayiquality hayi iquantity. Inkinga yethu ke siyaye sikhethe abantu ngekuthi unemali ngoba lolukhetho lethu luthi siyadizelana. Umdizele lo muntu umthengele singwa umthengele boshukela umthengele tshwala bese uthi akahamba yokhetha kanti lolukhetho mbamba sithi thine umuntu mkhethe ngekuthi uyabona ukuthi lo muntu lo equality kukhona la ngalisita ngako live.
Sine bantu abesikole siyajabula kuthi kwento ama-elections because laba labatokhetha bangakhona ukusida. For example nje khona abantu abangakhona ukuya esikolweni ngenxa yokuthi bangumasakhi so bangasida ngema-sanitary pads and scholarship sekulukhuni ukusithola labanye bangasidakala kuthola scholarship. Siyabonga.
Siyalukhethweni bantu abakhethu siyacela lokho ukuthi ikakhulu nje mina ngincomela ukuthi ngicela lokho ukuthi manje kukhethwe labo make ngoba labo make bathi abakhathalela labantu abemantombazane ukuthi nasebayele emfuleni kube khona phela lokho ukuthi letikolweni ngiyabekisa kube khona lokuhlala nje letikolweni ukuthi khona labamfana nangabe kumbe sebeyamthatha nje kuyamvuva maleso sikhathi akhona ukugijima ashona staff room ayocela lelo phedi lokuthi atilungise. Ngiloko nje mina ngiphokophele kakhulu kulaba besimame ukuthi asichubeke sikhethe bona kakhulu ngoba yathi ubafati bayimbokodo isikhathi lesiningi yibo labanakadini kwendlula labo baba.
Mina lengikukutsata ngalothi kwakwalive le Maswati leliphila wona uMaswati ngiyakukutsata ukuthi mina eMaswati ahambe ayoncuma abantu abahamba bayosakhela live.
Ngimumfulo safundzako ngicanga ngisangalungela ukuvota ngoba benga-advise ukuthi laba labayoncoma nemgcibelo basincomele umuntu otokhona kusinakela tivona letimbili njengomfa besikole. Kwekucala ngaba scholarship ukuthi sithole manje basithole i-scholarship ngoba kungekhona abantu labagcina bo-form 5 bangasakhoni ukuchubekela empilo nabaphinda bagcina naka-grade 7 bangasakhoni ukuchubekela e-high school. Phindze bangasi-improvela le curriculum so that sikhona njengeSwatini sitokhona ukuthi sikhombithe sikhona uku-aplya international.
Hayi mina lengakusho nje ngikubuka kwami nasinganakhuza nje sibuke umuntu lo ngasimelela eParliament. Sibuka umuntu lo nesizotha lesimbonako nala emangweni ukuthi uyakhona ukuphila nebantu. Cabanga ukuthi angakhona kusebenzela sife lowo muntu lo. Ngekuthi misele. Ngoba umuntu nimbuka nesahleti naye akusho ukuthi maybe nimbona asasebenza nanisahleti nje niyambuka umuntu ukuthi cha lo mlona angakhona kusimela sife.
Mina bengakutsata eMaswatini ukuthi akasukume akhe live ngoba kwethu kuthi lesingamthumela ayosendela ngaphandle kwethu.
Ngidzabe ntelukhetho ngasho lokukhulu kakhulu ngoba nanathi siyibantu singimango usita kakhulu likhetho. Ngingisizi nje ngavotela bomake kuze nabo ngeke timbokotho tala eSwatini ukuthi nabo bakhone kubusa basite ngoba endzabe ntelukhetho ngiqomite nabadendela sona njengabo babeliqopho basita bakhona kusendela emabhanji ekuwela batendele botebetebe basita kakhulu nebogogo bakhona ukuthi babusteke etintfweni letiningi kakhulu.
Good morning and welcome back. It's 4 minutes after 7. Let's take a look at our English news. His Royal Highness Prince Banzile says it is very crucial that the Kingdom of Eswatini joins the rest of the world in addressing and closing the gap on epilepsy treatment and reduce the deaths and disabilities caused by epilepsy. The patron of the Eswatini Epilepsy Organization was speaking at the Happy Valley Hotel during the certification ceremony of health workers who were trained on epilepsy.
The Eswatini Epilepsy Organization, in partnership with the Taiwan Medical Mission and the Ministry of Health, has trained nurses and doctors on epilepsy treatment. The training has been happening in all the 4 regions of the country, and the main reason behind the training was the treatment gap in the health sector. The health workers were capacitated on topics addressing treatment on epilepsy. In November 2020, the 73rd World Health Assembly adopted a resolution on global actions on epilepsy and other neurological disorders, which requested the World Health Organization Director General to develop an intersectoral global action plan on epilepsy and other neurological disorders in consultation with member states. That is why Eswatini initiated these workshops. His Royal Highness Prince Manzile has expressed gratitude to the Taiwan Medical Mission for the support towards the initiative and also commended the Ministry of Health for the tremendous work and for assisting the epilepsy organization each time the organization reaches out for help.
May I also express my gratitude to the Ministry of Health for the many commendable works it executes both inside and outside the realm of epilepsy and other related disorders. As such, my gratitude goes to the Minister for efficiently leading this sector of government. It was indeed your valuable inputs during all process that led to the approval of the Intersectoral Global Action Plan and epilepsy and other neurological disorders, IGAP 2022 to, well, Minister said now 2030, not 2031. And on the 22nd of May 2022 in Geneva, as patron of the Eswatini Epilepsy Organization, it pleases me greatly that it is through the support of the Ministry of Health that Eswatini Epilepsy Organization was able to take up the baton on the implementation of the IGAP, and in partnership with the Taiwan Healthcare Improvement Project under the Taiwan Medical Mission, carry out capacity building initiatives for healthcare professionals in an effort for the country to meet global targets.
Taiwan Ambassador in the Kingdom, His Excellency Jeremy Liang, said the aim of the workshops was to lessen the stigma around epilepsy because education is a long-term process towards success.
The mission has assisted over 250 medical professionals by sharing them with the matter at hand, because it recognizes that education is the long-term basis for progress. The identification and the diagnosis of seizures, the pharmacology of anti-epileptic drugs, and the management of epilepsy, among many other topics, have all benefited from the dissemination of information made possible by these workshops.
The Minister of Health, Liz Ngosi, said the global burden of epilepsy indicates that there are very high numbers of people with epilepsy around the world and remains a huge cause of disability and deaths.
The huge burden of uncontrolled epilepsy and epilepsy-related deaths in developing countries, including Eswatini, are a cause of concern. The deaths could be largely preventable by improving access to care, including diagnosis, treatment, and promoting adherence to treatment. It is in the light of the above that Eswatini Epilepsy Organization, as we've heard, with the Ministry of Health support, partnered with Taiwan Healthcare Improvement Project in the training of healthcare professionals countrywide in various topics on epilepsy diagnosis, treatment, and management.
His Royal Highness Prince Manzile has announced the new Eswatini Epilepsy Organization National Director, Tobile Mahlalela, and the Deputy National Director, Abraham Jalinjali. On the news, I'm Polile Mazia, Ezulwini.
His Royal Highness Prince Mqasho says a majority of kidney or renal patients in the Kingdom of Eswatini have numerous needs, and this calls for support from Eswatini and local businesses. His Royal Highness said this when the Eswatini Chronic Kidney Disease Support Foundation received a donation from the Umbuluzi Valley Sales in Matapa.
More than 8 million individuals are affected by chronic kidney diseases globally. It has been recognized as a leading public health program worldwide. There are about roughly 300 people who were diagnosed with kidney failure in the Kingdom of Eswatini. Most of these people are in need of support and assistance financially as they go through their dialysis procedure. This is the reason why the Eswatini Chronic Kidney Disease Support Foundation was formed to give support and assistance to these people. The organization needs all sorts of assistance from Eswatini. Umbuluzi Valley Sales has become the first company to help the organization and donated 50 cases of different products. Patron of the organization, His Royal Highness Prince Mqasho, expressed gratitude to the company for the kind gesture and further revealed that kidney failure patients have various needs that calls upon every Liswati to assist.
As the Eswatini Chronic Disease Support Foundation, we are thrilled to have your support. Your donation is helping us to accomplish one of our aims and objectives, that is to provide and/or facilitate support of kidney patients and their families. A majority of kidney or renal patients in the Kingdom of Eswatini have numerous needs, and that calls for every Liswati and business community to stand up and be counted as we embark on this journey of bettering the lives of Eswati living with kidney problems and their families. As patron of the Eswatini Chronic Kidney Disease Support Foundation, I am sure that if all stakeholders, corporates, business people, and Eswati can join hands with one aim of improving the livelihood of those with renal failure, the country can record very few deaths from kidney failure, and the patients will be concentrating only on treatment and recovery.
The Umbuluzi Valley Sales General Manager Morgan Rudd said the company hopes to grow together with the organization and lend a hand whenever it's possible.
We got the request for a donation or help towards the Renal Kidney Foundation. We found it within our mandate that it is a great thing to give back to. It's great to give back to our nation, to our community.
The organization has called upon everyone who may wish to assist to come forth.
Ngekuhlana ke phasi bekunene imihlangano lesibesaba nayo wase uyabuka nemfana Nkosi ukuthi cha asibakhulumisene eMaswati la khona ngeveni netinkampani nabo somabhizinisi ukuthi lona msebenzi njengoba kuyabonakala usitini sosifo lesesibonakala ukuthi naseMaswatini sesicala kuba lihlupho bangayibambisa kanjani lena nhlangano ukuthi nayo ibonakale eveni iletha lolusito lolugadzekile.
On the news, I'm Polile Mazia in Matapa.
Former South African President Thabo Mbeki, who is currently in the country to attend the Waterford Kamhlaba Africa Week event this Friday, paid a courtesy visit to Prime Minister Cleopas Dlamini at the Cabinet offices. The Prime Minister said he was representing His Majesty King Mswati III during the meeting as he came back late from his visit in Lesotho.
The Prime Minister says the relations between Eswatini and the Republic of South Africa are of utmost importance.
I take this opportunity on behalf of His Majesty, the government, to welcome you to the Kingdom of Eswatini. Mr. President, we welcome you to Eswatini, which has, in some extent, a very great extent, your second home here. The ANC and this country has a very long relationship dating from the old days, the time of King Sobhuza II. And you, in particular, as president of ANC and the president of the country, did a lot to enhance that standing relationship. And we value that a great deal. And you will always be welcome at any time here.
Former President Thabo Mbeki expressed gratitude to the country's authorities.
Your Excellency, I mean, well, since we're coming to Eswatini, for that, we agreed that, you know, we need to pay a courtesy call on His Majesty. We can't come here and do that at Waterford and then go back.
The Prime Minister says the two countries will continue to strengthen the existing relations. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla, Skhumbuzo Dlamini, Babane.
The Deputy Prime Minister Themba Masuku has left the country to represent His Majesty King Mswati III at the 2023 United Nations Food System Summit in Italy. Member states are expected to report progress on the 2021 Food System Summit resolutions.
The Deputy Prime Minister Themba Masuku has left the kingdom for the 2023 United Nations Food System Summit to be held in Rome, Italy, where he is representing His Majesty King Mswati III and the nation. The summit will serve as the first global follow-up to the 2021 Food System Summit, where individuals and countries committed to deepen the transformative power of food system for the full realization of all the 17 SDGs.
2030 sosenia so uyawubukwa ukuthi yini emave la kwentile ukuze lama food systems ato improve nakhuluma nge food system ukuthi ukhiqidwa kwekudla nekuthunyelwa nekuthengiswa kwako nekugcinwa kwako.
The Deputy Prime Minister Themba Masuku further says the high-level meeting aims to provide opportunities for countries to report on the progress made at the national level and on their contributions to the achievement of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. The meeting will start from July 24 to July 26. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I am Samkal Suekoza with Skhumbuzo Dlamini, Ngwenya.
On another note, Deputy Prime Minister Themba Masuku is expected to also represent His Majesty King Mswati III in the Russia-Africa Summit. The meeting will take place in St. Petersburg starting from July 27th.
Summit Russia-Africa. Nayo iyawukhuluma ke tindzaba lecishe tihambelane naleli sitabe sisuka kuto lethuluma nayo le food security. Taphindze kukhulunywa ke netekuphepha nje emhlabeni wonke security issues.
The Deputy Prime Minister says the goal of the summit is to promote efforts to strengthen comprehensive and equal cooperation between Russia and African nations across areas of society, including politics, security, economic relations, science and technology, and cultural and humanitarian spheres. The Deputy Prime Minister says the event marks a serious first steps towards Russia's economic and political return to Africa. The Deputy Prime Minister is expected home on July 30. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Samkal Suekoza with Skhumbuzo Dlamini, Ngwenya.
Government is doing everything possible to ensure that the country has healthy reserves. This was said by Minister of Finance Noah Raukenberg during an interview about the recent decline in the country's reserves from 9.3 billion amalangeni in April to 6.9 billion in June. This decline is reflected in the May-June Central Bank of Eswatini's monthly statistical release.
Part of the reasons for the decline in the reserves, according to the monthly statistical release by the central bank, is the net outflow of foreign currency from trades from local banks. Another reason is the payment of government's fiscal obligations.
A week before the last SACU quarterly receipts came in, So SACU now being up from 1.5 billion a quarter to about 3 billion a quarter means that 3.9 billion straight away became 9.9 billion overnight when that money came in. So as we sit here now, you'll find SACU receipts are having come in, as well as the reserves being at a much higher level than what we do. But once again, you'll find that in 3 months' time, just before SACU's come in, they dwindle downwards towards that time. And SACU again, it bumps every time that it does come in.
The International Monetary Fund recommends that countries should have reserves worth of imports of goods and services of 3 months. The country's reserves had an import and goods cover of 2.8 months in May this year. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla, Mbabane.
Ministry of Information, Communications and Technology Principal Secretary Pesha Dube says it is important for everyone who uses radio frequency spectrum to use it conservatively. The PS said this during the Eswatini Radio Communications Conference, where he was represented by the Director of Communications, Andreas Lamini.
The Eswatini Communications Commission has hosted the first ever Eswatini Radio Communications Conference. The meeting was officially opened by the PS in the Ministry of Information, Communications and Technology, Pesha Dube, who was represented by Andreas Lamini.
As it is a scarce resource, it is important for everyone who uses spectrum that we use it conservatively, that we employ technologies that will use spectrum efficiently and effectively.
YESICOM Director of Technical Services, Tulan Fagudze, shared the goal of the meeting.
It is to present and create a platform where, as industry stakeholders and users of radio communications resources, we can come together and talk about issues that relate to the usage and management of a radio frequency spectrum.
This conference will be followed by the International Telecommunications Radio Communication Conference in November, which will be held in the United Arab Emirates. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Samkal Suekoza with Sikumbuzo Dlamini, Esulwini.
Minutes after 7, let's take a look at our sports news. Pikes Peak Black Swallows Football Club under the National First Division still leads the board with most votes in the 2023 Momo Cup. All the 28 teams have so far accumulated over 2 million votes. Voting ends on the 18th of September.
The Premier League of Eswatini has released the latest number of votes under the Momo Cup tournament that has all the 28 teams within the Premier League and the National First Division. Pikes Peak Black Swallows still stand and still top with the votes of 775,367. Lozita Spurs, who also are from the National First Division, Lozita Spurs have got 506,474 votes. The Big Three, Babane Swallows is on the third position with over 285 votes. Babane Highlanders is on the fourth position with over 248,000. Manzini Wanderers is at the 8th position with over 166,000 votes. In total, the 28 teams so far have accumulated over 2,940,000 votes. The closing day of voting will be on the 18th of September this year. For Eswatini TV Sports, Fabiso Msonera, Mbabane.
It's 23 minutes after 7. We've come to the end of our English bulletin. Let's take a break. We'll be back shortly.
We at Eswatini Television Authority are committed to observing the Eswatini Communication Commission's Broadcasting Code of Conduct.
Under the code, we are committed to broadcast news that is current, free from hate speech, accurate, balanced, and fair.
From politics to business, health, agriculture, courts,
and global news. We bring you the latest updates as they happen, when they happen.
We cover all the sporting codes from the football pitch to the chessboards.
This is Eswatini TV News.
Eswatini Lifestyle is all about inspiration, drive, and swag. Eswatini Lifestyle is informative and fun while covering all aspects of life, be it people, places, and trends in the Kingdom of Eswatini. We got you covered. The focus is on the quality of life. Eswatini Lifestyle will spark your interest. Catch Eswatini Lifestyle every Friday at 7:30 p.m. on Eswatini TV, Sibuko Semaswati.
27 minutes after 7 siphindze sikwamukele ehlelweni kwalo muhle sitabuka tindzaba letichamuka ngaphandle kwakuleli.
Azicala ngayo indzaba ye-BRICS Summit. South Africa's Department of International Relations hosted a press briefing on Thursday in Johannesburg following the announcement that Russian President Vladimir Putin would not be attending the BRICS Summit in August. During the press briefing on the BRICS chairmanship, Deputy Director General for Asia and Middle East and BRICS Chair Anil Shukla told reporters that Putin would not attend the summit physically, but he will attend the summit virtually. He'll be involved in all of the sessions where the leaders are partaking.
Kanzike kulesinye lesichamuka e-Egypt, dozens swim in the Nile to cool off and fight rising temperatures. Dozens of people have taken to the Nile River on the outskirts of Cairo to cool off and fight the rising temperatures as a heat wave hits Egypt. Weather maps show that the heat wave that started in Egypt since last Thursday will continue until next week.
Ukraine farmers react to Russia's grain deal withdrawal. After Russia withdrew from a deal allowing Ukraine to export grain through ports on the Black Sea, the Kremlin launched attacks on Ukrainian ports and grain hubs. Anna spoke with Ukrainian farmers about how this will impact them.
Yeah, Vladimir Putin says Russia will return to grain deal if demands are met. The first demand for Russia's re-entry to the grain deal is the withdrawal of sanctions on supplies of Russian grain and fertilizers to world markets. Second, all obstacles for Russian banks and financial institutions servicing food and fertilizer supplies must be removed, kusho Vladimir Putin.
We're hoping to speak to swimming coach national team takumleguti itimi 7 lasa Japan eyongenela yona ewona ema championship, so sisamele ukuthi sikhulumisane naye coach Welcome Hlabati, and so sikhulumisane naye insisele yethu emidlalo Fabrice Musonera njengayo awela ama games.
Nyalo sibahlola market masinyane sitabuya naye Fabrice Musonera naye Welcome Hlabati will join us live from Japan through a video link. Don't go anywhere.
When you choose your adventures, you do so with open heart and a desire for the unexpected. You embark on journeys to discover new worlds full of wonder. You choose a path to awaken your senses, a world to make you look up and realize just how inspiring this life can be. Arrive and awaken your heart. Explore life in ways only thought possible in your dreams. Discover just how far you'll go to expand your understanding of life's greatest stages. There's just one place on this planet with so much to offer. Now is the time for you to have the royal experience in the kingdom.
Hey yo, this is DJ Cybers. What's up guys, King J's here.
My name is Kripo Intellectual.
What up baby, my name is Kate.
Hey guys, this is your girl Z.
This weekend Eswatini has been such an amazing show. For all the years they've always supported all the local talent and all the local shows.
Catch This Weekend Eswatini every Fridays.
It's one of the best entertainment shows Eswatini.
So guys, you know what? This is the best show to have. Like if you watch TV and you're a person who actually enjoys watching like musical shows that have a lot of content, that have good stuff, this weekend Eswatini is your show.
For all the good vibes, all the good energy, make sure you tune into This Weekend Eswatini every Friday from 5:30 to 6:30. I'll say it again, from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m.
A 1-hour fun-filled train of entertainment. We are taking you from 5:30 all the way to 6:30 every Friday, live on Eswatini TV.
And yes, of course, we are your #1 entertainment show in the kingdom of Eswatini. But you can interact with us on all social media platforms. We are at This Weekend Eswatini on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. Lalela Tina will definitely get back to you. This is your official weekend party starter.
I don't wanna go around singing songs that people don't.
Hello everyone and welcome to the show. You know the vibes, it's the beat down. The time is 8 p.m. It's time for you to relax. Get back, relax. Enjoy the music videos that I got for you.
Moving no direction, like it's a calling. Feel alive in the middle of nowhere. Shake the ground and burn the air. So yeah, yeah. You don't have to hold back for anything or anyone. Just own this.
We at Eswatini Television Authority are committed to observing the Eswatini Communication Commission's Broadcasting Code of Conduct.
Under the code, we are committed to broadcast news that is current, free from hate speech, accurate, balanced, and fair.
From politics to business, health, agriculture, courts, and global news, we bring you the latest updates as they happen, when they happen.
We cover all the sporting codes from the football pitch to the chessboards.
This is Eswatini TV News.
Let me tell you about my crush. Ngenzane inhlitiyo yami embi kwakho njengekudala.
Nkondlo yesiswati.
It is 3 in the afternoon. We are back in the living.
For men are so kind towards creation more than they even word their own creator.
I am the greatest of this generation. They'll be calling me the girl who made poetry look cool, yo. Cool.
All right, 35 minutes after 7, welcome back. We do have Fabrice Msolina who joins us now to further the development. Fabrice, there is an interesting development. We always speak about swimming. Both of us, Jabla look cool. And they represent the country. They are in Japan right now for the World Championships, Summer Aquatics 2023. And if we look at their record, Fabrice, just performing regionally, brilliant. We do hope, Kutsi, that we'll all transcend to Lama World Championships Aquatics. You spoke to Welcome yesterday, and we are hoping to speak to him again today through Zoom. You'll be here. Let's just speak to the sentiments that he shared with you ahead of the games.
Thank you very much, Fis. I think it's all about the preparations and then how they want to achieve in this year's World Champs that you highlighted that is being held in Japan. And I think not only swimming, you talk about your athletics and other sporting codes, your boxing, regionally, they seem to have, marked really, a step that is quite sensible to everyone. Because if you look at the team that left, maybe we can say Smang and Lamini as one of the senior, swimmers we have. Haley Hoy, you've got Swakile Lamini, and you've got Chadning. And then if you look at the plan is not to say, let's go there, let's go get medals. Because at this point in time, we know where we are as a country. We know who are competing against. You've got the world best best swimmers. I think one of the countries that normally comes home with medals, it's our neighbor South Africa. Otherwise, most of our African countries, they really don't make it that far. So when you talk to the coach, Welcome Klabat in the association, they say, you know what, let's go and just improve our PP being personal base. Let's see how they perform and then build from there. Regionally, we seem to have started dominating, but now we've got these athletes now being on what you call scholarships. Scholarships are a sense of saying, go and train full-time at a certain camp in Pretoria or in Cape Town, everywhere. Then they improve the performance. So far, I'm happy with so far they have done. I'm not expecting to come home with medals, but I'm expecting them to do well and improve their personal best.
Yeah, but let's talk about the captain, Swakile, before we speak about Haley Hoy. He has proven to be a really good swimmer, and obviously credits to the coach, Welcome Tlabati. But I also want to credit him because, showing the dedication and commitment and resilience that it takes to be a swimmer. People think swimming there's
a lot that is involved, yeah.
Just going to Wakandli Park, paddles, your swimmer. It requires a lot of dedication, even the things like diet, a lot of rest. In fact, I was speaking to Coach Tlabati earlier this morning, we may not be able to speak to the swimmers themselves because they are resting. It requires them to really rest and not be disturbed. Talk to me about this young kid.
Smanga, when you talk about Smanga, not only Smanga, I think he's one of the senior athletes within the team. There's of course Swakile, Haley Hoy. But then if you look at how long he's been in the industry, how long he's been representing the country, swimming and everything, then you put it to contest to say he's really has achieved. I think for the past, I think since I entered the sports fraternity as a reporter in the early 2010, it's been more than 13 years. He was already in the pipeline, coming up as one of the top swimmers in the country. Today for him, 13 years later now, being in charge of the national team as the captain and the leader.
Yeah.
He's played at the highest level. Talk about world champs. He's gone to Commonwealth Games. He's played at the Olympics Games. He's played at the regional competition, Africa Games. He's from Tunisia, where we had beach games.
Yeah.
So we're talking about a player, an athlete that is quite exposed to everything.
Yeah, then Haley Hoy gets a lot of support. In fact, just seeing her from a very young age to what she's blossoming to become. How important is family support, and how important is the dedication to the sport itself?
Swim Lab, that's the club that all these athletes are from mostly. Swim Lab, which is also funny enough that is coached by Coach Welcome Klabat. Swim Lab is here. When you talk about they are at the peak of their form, and you look at someone like Haley Hoy, I think I remember when she came around 2015-16, early as 13 or 12, she was showing signs of being one of the top athletes in terms of swimming. So she's now grown also to be one of the best. And funny enough, she's not yet 20. She's in 18, 19s. So you didn't ask yourself, this is what you want to develop, because by the time she's 23, 24, 25, we'll be talking about one of the best swimmers in the country. And then, and I think the support of the parents, like I highlighted, if you talk to Coach Welcome Klabat under the Swim Lab, he tells you that, these parents, they just put in all the efforts, they support their kids in terms of making sure that they are on time during training session. They have got all the necessary equipment. When there is a regional competition, be it South Africa or everywhere, they provide funds to ensure that their kids to attend competition.
Outside of the family support, what else do you see really improving swimming in the country? Beyond the other sporting calls, I know Taekwondo is also doing great, but boxing might be as well up there. But swimming is really up there. What's separating it from your footballs and your basketballs and the other sports?
I wanted to highlight something that is really maybe putting them in terms of not making them reach their potential. It's the facilities. Because at the moment, as we speak, you and I were right here at Hospital Hill. We can count only three facilities that you can say they are at an international standard. We're talking about the swimming pool at the University of Eswatini. We're talking about the swimming pool at Njabuleni. And in the morning, we're talking about the swimming pool at Sifunzani. Those are the only 3 swimming pools. Then there's also Big Bend, of course, I've forgotten. But then you look at then the distance and everything. That's one of the biggest challenges they have. Now, when it's winter like this, the biggest challenge they face, like I've highlighted before, these swimming pools, they need to be heated. And then when they need to heat it, there's issue of cost in terms of electricity for the places that own those swimming pools.
Okay.
You know, so University of Eswatini will tell you know what, part of our plan, we cannot keep the heater of the swimming pools on because it's costly. Go to other places, the same thing, because it's indoors. It's an indoor swimming pool. So these are some of the challenges they face. They don't have access to pools consecutively because so that they can swim on every day. But what I like about swimming that is separating them from other sporting courses like highlighted, they're just taking them young.
Yeah.
They're shining at early age.
Yeah, I think we do really need to see that kind of support in terms of facility development in the country, just infrastructure development, really, because we do see that we have really good talent in terms of, you know, as well as, you know, focusing on the fact that they are quite young.
Yeah.
So it's quite easy. They're still malleable and gullible and quite easy to form into what we want them to become. So credits to the team, credits to, you know, the reporting as well, because you guys also do a great deal in supporting the development, and I think that also helps them getting the necessary support. Welcome is in Japan. They are, by the way, 6 hours ahead of us, so they've been trying to connect with us through Zoom. I think we are just a few seconds away from connecting with him, so we will take a quick break. We can also play visuals. We do have visuals of you know, some of the developments going on there that we can speak on top of. Fabrice, I believe our producers can help us with those visuals of Eswatini swimming, just, you know, them arriving there and seeing how they are preparing themselves to really start the championships.
It's a national team, like highlighted. I think some of the things that we normally don't take for granted, and then I think is that when you talk about national team, it's not only football. This is swimming, and it's a national team. And I think since it's our guest here, and I think we're getting signals that they are able to talk to us.
Yeah.
Those are some of the pictures. That's the team. We're talking about them now. And remember, when you attend a competition, that's Haley Hoy, that's Manga in the red top, and then next to her is also one of the officials. So these are some of the facilities that they're using for training sessions. So as you can see, the actual event has started, but it's ongoing until on the 30th of this month. The likes of Sakil also making the appearances. And I think for them, I mean, kit-wise and everything, they look branded. Haley Hoy in a white top, obviously. I think they're exchanging the ideas. How do you find the water and everything? And I think they're not intimidated. They're used to such stars. They're used to such competition. So it's not quite for them. And then I think we'll get to talk to Welcome, but I also want to know, what does he want to achieve? I know it has to do with personal based, you know, the PBs, but there is something he must be wanting from the athletes.
A quick break, Fabrice. We come back with Welcome Savatsi. He is, of course, the coach of these lovely superstars out there in Japan representing the country. We'll be right back.
Umsakazo wetithombe iEswatini TV utiphelele kuhlonipha nekulandzela umgomo wetekusakata loweluswe libandla letekuchumana eveni.
Ngephansi kwalomgomo sitimisele kusakata tindzaba letenteka ngaleso sikhatsi, tindzaba letide emagama lacosheme, letitsembekile, letitsintsa tonke tinhlangothi naletisebaleni.
Kusukela kutepolitiki, tetemphilo, tekulima, tetinkantolo netemhlaba wonke jikelele, siniletsela tindzaba njengoba tinjalo ngaleso sikhatsi letenteka ngaso.
Kanti kulo msakato siphinde sikulethele lonke luhlobo lwetemidlalo kusuka emidlalweni welibhola letinyawo, emidlalweni ledlelwa ematafeni, kanye naleto letichamuka ngaphandle kwakuleli.
Leti tindzaba lowutiletselwa ngumsakazo wetithombe iEswatini TV.
All right, welcome back. Thank you so much for Kusile. We have finally connected with Coach Welcome Hlabati. He is in Japan for the World Championships and Swimming Arctics of 2023. We're just going to speak to him briefly about, some of the developments that are continuing there. Basaqhubeka na umsebenzi lomkhulu. Just to hear the excitement around Bantu Bakele Babugile under a swim lab, and just to hear what they prepared gangakanani vele to represent we do have Coach Welcome Hlabati. Mandini asikwamukele ehlelweni engabe niphila kanjani lapho eJapan. How are the weather conditions? Siyafama khata ngala.
Asibonge kusimukela. Japan is too hot. Yashisa kakhulu la sikhona.
Mandini, siyatibona titfombe losiphumelele tona. The kids look very happy just to start competing. Engabe kusipha nje ama sentiments ukuthi usithembisani vele silive nisakhona kuma World Championships.
Okay, this are very big championships. So now ubuka nje ukuthi la ama championships leskiwe lawa. If ungakawa attend, you can't attend Olympics next year in Paris. So ukuthi angakanganani, you have all your stars here labadosela qualify for next year Paris. So yeah, we have done our best. We have prepared, and siyafuna again, and sibona abantwana bakhona ukuthi bafike at least ezingeni abangake bafika kilo. If looking at the team, we are actually bringing a young team compared to bakhona labanye munye losekakhulile, but it's a young team which is we are looking at the future of the sport in the country.
Mdini, I have a couple of questions from some of your fans. Labasende WhatsApp. Ketani Dlamini wants to know, swimming is doing very well. He wants to congratulate you first on that regard. Good swimming is doing very well, and Liso Lako nebantu bako, they are performing quite well. Ufuna kuva ukuthi ni sese lapho engabe batlungiselele kangakanani, and who should we look forward to kumbona a performance kakhulu?
Okay, thank you so much, Tammy. Team ready, like I'm saying, we are ready. The spirit is high. We are just from a week training camp at Pretoria in South Africa, High Performance Center. It's looking good. The fan Haley is lucky. Haley will be going first on the 23rd. She's doing her first event, which is the butterfly. She's ready. We've just come back from training for the race.
Okay. Yeah, Fabrice also has a question for you. You know Fabrice in Savenda Sana Naiga, cool.
Yeah, say welcome, and I can see where you are, and you're taking care of yourself. A quick one, welcome. I know when you talk about swimming, the language that is used is that you as a coach are more, you are more interested in looking at in terms of improving their personal best. I know when you look at the performance of the athletes, you have to make sure that if for 50 meters butterfly, if last time someone used 45 seconds, you want to see if they can make it 30 seconds. That's your interest. Do you think the time you had in terms of camp in Pretoria, do you think you achieve what you want? And then two, in terms of qualifying for Paris, how key is this tournament for you?
Fabrice, thank you for that question. Fabrice, the 5-week training camp, Lebesguillo, it was a very good camp. We were working together with Coach Rocco Miring. Rocco Miring, he's a South African coach, where the gold medalist Tatiana Skuman, who actually called at Tokyo last year. So we work hand in hand in Aye. The kids are ready. I must say we will get the personal best times, Stawatola, we are ready. In terms of Tokyo, in terms of Paris 2024, Fabrice, we are yet to see the qualifying times. Because we, like I'm saying, if you're looking at Haley, the Haley is still 15. Mina nje kahle kahle Haley simbukele kahle kahle 2028, where we are hoping we are qualified. But for now, we will do what we have. Like I've always shared my plan with you, Fabrice. We are when Haley sibuya kuphi naye nobe kusangaye because we started long ago. I said about 9, 8 years old, and I've been telling you what we have a journey naye, we have a plan naye. Asifuni kumjaka. We don't want to rush ngokufaka ipressure lengekho. She's still 15. She still has a lot of the years ahead of her. So sifuna ukuthatha step by step. I know ukuthi maybe sometimes as Maswati we get so excited ngaye ukuthi she's doing well, but she's still young. We've got a team, Chase is 16, Hale is 15, Kusile is 17. We're still working with the youngsters, but I must say we're heading the right way. They're doing very well. As fully fine pressure, but we are getting what we want.
Andini, I don't want to cut you there, but we only have 2 minutes left. Itolo beng request ukuthi maybe sidaba a chance ekukhulumisa na netinhlambi takho, but you did mention something like critical ukuthi they need to rest. I just want to hear the discipline levels of swimming. Kusipha nje a brief highlight of ukuthi kumqoka kangakanani lo ukuthi bathi nabaphumlile bangaphazamisi, and perhaps you want to take us further even in terms of for double diet and ukuthi kujinywa kanjani vele, because bantu labaningi bakhobosa kuswima bacabanga ukuthi nje siyobhukusha nje.
Thank you so much. Rest is very important, not only in swimming, in every sport. Rest is very important. We have to solo adjust. We are 7 hours ahead. So as I would like them to rest. We've just come back from training and they are all resting now. And diet is very important. My swimmers are aware now of what to eat. They now know what to eat, and especially in the Bayamanti is very important to be hydrated.
Interesting. Thank you so much, Coach. We've come to the end of our conversation with Coach Welcome Tlabati. Very good luck. And we are big fans of you. Fabrice, I think we've come to the end of our conversation.
Good luck to the team.
Yeah, good luck.
I think just to highlight, there's something that he forgot to highlight, that tomorrow it's Kusile, and Sunday it's Kusile and Ched Young that begins the tournament on Sunday.
But you will be reporting on those settings, so not yeah, we've come to the end of our program for the day. Sini Kusile impela sonto lenhle, sale kahle.
ngithathele lithuba nguvusele embukeli wayo iSwatini TV, nguvusela nje kuyabanza lo muhla ngila eUniversity yasekwaLuseni lapho khona ke ngikukhulumisana na Dr. Albert Lindsay. Dr. Albert Lindsay usehlangothini ke lelibukete politiki nayo administration lapha eUniversity. Ngifuna nje ukukhulumisana naye njalo siyati ukuthi phela siya elikhethweni liyacala kule mpelasonto la singena khona kuma nominations. With just 24 hours before we go to the nomination stage of our election process, what does this process mean to the people of the Kingdom of Eswatini, considering that as a country we've emerged from turbulent times, the emergence of COVID-19 and the civil unrest?
Elections are very important because it is an instrument through which, the people exercise the right to choose people to represent them in government. Okay, as you know, government has the responsibility to produce that reflect the needs and aspirations or the interests of the people. Okay, so
Maybe just briefly,
it's the medium
Dr.
through which that
you've mentioned
gets done.
a critical point to say that it's that time where people get to nominate their representatives, which I think it's critical to our system of governance.
It is important, okay, because like I said, it's part of the election process. And so ability to really make sure that, you know, people you nominate have the right credentials, okay, in the sense that they will be able to, once they become successful and get elected, they'll be able to really reflect or champion the needs and the aspirations of the people in government.
But Doctor, talking about credentials, I think a lot is going on these days. You have soccer tournaments, people have started distributing food parcels, some are even distributing blankets, which I think will be comfortable to get, considering the conditions in which we are conducting this interview under. What are the attributes, Doctor, that we should be looking for when we say we are planning or we want to nominate this candidate?
One of the attributes that maybe I will want to highlight will be that, you know, such a person, such a candidate, community spirited, sort of, in the sense that he should be known to be someone who actually is interested in the affairs of the community. For example, not someone who is sort of really self-centered, okay, but someone who has shown to be interested.
I just want you to highlight the importance, because as we go about with the stages, at some stage, we have to screen these individuals whom we are looking up to form our new government. How critical is that stage?
Yeah, the screening stage is very important, because certainly you don't want to really, you know, elect somebody who, for instance, really has a very bad reputation or has a criminal record, which may really reflect badly on the community, and also reflect badly even at the national level. Right? So I think the screening is important, because you need to make sure that whoever you are sort of really electing is beyond reproach, okay, has a good reputation.
All countries, when they go through this process, the common language that it's free and fair. For ours to be considered as free and fair, what boxes should we tick?
Anyone who is eligible to vote, should not be inhibited, okay, should really be able to have that opportunity to exercise it. Right, without intimidation.
Ngiyethemba-ke mbukeliso ukuthi vele bengikhuluma naye-ke Dr. Albert Lindsay lengishido ukuthi uchamuka ku-Department of Politics and Administration la e-University yasekwaLuseni. Mbukelisi funa nje lokuthi sisaya likhethweni setame ukukhulumisa inhlangothi letinyendi kude stokutfola lokuthi vele nasiyawukhetha yini lebhekeke kithi yini lesibheke kulabo lesithi siyawubakhetha. Mina John Molele gang ngithi bekumnanzi ehlala nawe sisahleti naye idokotela kude kube ngesinye isikhathi usale kahle mbukeli.